Okay. You see, capital gain is easy, right? Because if your capital gain is short term, you report Schedule D Part 1, all right? And if you don't have any capital loss, then your short-term capital gain become your ordinary income. Got it? Let me repeat, okay? When you report whatsoever the amount on your Schedule D, if that capital gain classified as short-term, then your next step is to find out if you had any capital gain in the past or this year, and you can offset. So short-term capital loss, okay, used to offset your capital gain. Short-term capital gain also used to offset your another capital loss. Okay, so if your short-term capital gain is more than your capital loss, this short-term capital gain classified as ordinary income. That's it, okay? Then we talk about long-term. Long-term capital gain used to, again, number one, to offset your capital loss. See if you have any capital loss, okay? Any kind. So for example, you have long-term capital gain on your building, on your house. You can offset this capital gain to your stock. Understand? As long as you qualify this as capital gain. Okay. So capital gain is easy. Either you qualify as ordinary income or you qualify flat rate capital gain. Talk about capital loss. The net over the year after you calculate on the whole page, Schedule D, you receive capital loss. Say this year, bad luck, okay? You have total $50,000 capital loss for this year. For this year, okay? How can you use it?
Short-term or long-term?
Doesn't matter, altogether. You have the short-term capital loss, you don't know.
Offset.
So let me stop here for a while. So for example, one person incurred total capital loss on your Schedule D. Wow, you people are so lucky. You never incur capital loss, ever.
You can claim only 3,000 every year.
Yes, this is one part of the answer. Let me repeat, okay? My scenario is if this person incurred capital loss, assuming this person is individual. So that's why this person used Schedule D. Okay, if this person incurred capital loss this year, okay, remember Joyce just said, okay? Number one rule for individual, you cannot carry back. So what's carry back? This person was so lucky year before. So this person made so much profit in the past years. So he or she already paid huge capital gain tax before already. However, bad luck this year. This person incurred capital loss. Sorry about that. Whatsoever the capital gain tax you paid before, they are all gone.
No amendment.
You cannot amend. You cannot amend. You can say, "Oops, sorry, I paid too much capital gain tax this year because I have lost. Can you refund me a little bit?" Sorry about that. For individual, whatsoever capital gain tax you paid before, they are all gone. If this person incurred capital loss this year, then your capital loss preserved from this year. So for each year, maximum, as Joyce just said, you can only deduct $3,000 from your ordinary income. Got it? I believe couple is double. Yes.
If you have big loss,
Only one? Okay, only one, yes.
yeah, opposite way, if you have big loss in the past, can you, and 1 year you have a lot
Yes,
gain?
I'm talking about right now, yes. You have capital loss in previous years. Of course, you can carry forward. Carry forward, mean you can starting from the year you incur loss. For individual, it's for your whole life. For individual, this is for your whole life. You just carry over or carry forward into the future. So this person incurred 50,000 loss this year, and he or she only used 3,000, even couples 3,000. Okay, this kind of penalty. Okay, so 3,000 this year, so you have a 47,000 left for next year. So you become very lucky for next year. You make, say for example, 40,000 capital gain next year. You use 47,000 loss, offset 40,000 gain next year. So you still keep 7,000, and in addition to that, you still can use 3,000 to offset your next year ordinary income. Got it? So whatsoever you incur capital loss, you cannot, for individual, you cannot carry back. You can only carry forward forever, for whole life. So hopefully for whole life you can make some money. Hopefully, okay. This is Tax Law TV, the brand new opportunity. Say, okay, I made a mistake. I learned the lesson. So from next year to start, I was determined to make money. Okay. So if that is true, then you can use your capital loss this year. Okay, so far, okay. So remember, that's a very, very important rule. You cannot use capital loss to offset more than $3,000
So
ordinary income.
for insurance, life insurance, let's say if you pay like 10 years ago, and then now you surrender the policy, you get some money. Do you consider this as a capital gain, or is it?
Yeah, capital loss. Well, for insurance policy, there's a special law to regulate, but simplify. Okay, generally speaking, if you have whole life, by the way, not a term. Okay, when we talk about life insurance, term life insurance is never capital gain, capital loss, because after a year it's gone. So term life insurance is not investment at all. It's just policy. Okay, but for the whole life, say for example, you have a cash value, say $30,000. Okay, then when you surrender it, the company only return you $20,000 cash. Then you lose $10,000 value, right? For some reason, you just need money. You cannot wait. I just need to use cash. So you surrender it. That means you cancel this policy, and the money usually returned to you from the insurance company. Of course, less than your cash value. Of course, this kind of the penalty. So whatever the amount you lose, that classify as capital loss.
How about gain, if you gain some money from the policy?
Oh, for any reason you sold your policy to anybody, you gain this also, generally speaking, qualify as capital gain. But I need to log into the law, because for insurance, usually I don't want to touch that. Okay, the reason why I don't want to touch that, because insurance industry is very unique and special, just like banking. They have a very, very strong lobbyist, okay, in Congress. So usually, for example, this qualify as usually qualify as this capital, but maybe qualify as different. So I just want to, I don't want to just want to be quote, But usually, generally speaking, okay, when you make profit, it's capital gain, and when you lose money, it should be a capital loss. But there's one topic for corporate. For corporate, capital loss is different. Okay, that is on my page. Let me see. On my page 299. So if you use the old version, maybe 290 page. That is a corporate capital loss. Corporate capital loss. It's different. Anybody want to pick this topic for your final? Anybody? That is called corporate capital loss, carry back. For corporate, you can carry back. Okay. So, Jane, right?
Yeah.
You want to take this one? Okay. Let me give to Dr. Liu, because she will be on traveling. So she has no. I will have to give you another good one. Okay. Dr. Liu. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about corporate. Okay. Corporate is different from individual. Okay.